So it's almost been a year that I've been living off grid out here in Alaska. As much as I love it, it's definitely had its challenges of ups and downs. I've come to a very difficult decision that I'm going to have to leave the cabin this winter. And in this video, I'm going to talk about all of the thoughts and ideas that went into coming to that decision and what the plan is moving forward. So you definitely don't want to miss this video. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And welcome back to Out in Alaska. In October, I made one of the biggest decisions of my life. I quit my job, packed up everything, and left Houston, Texas for a remote, off-grid life in interior Alaska. It's just me and my dog Gage, and the wide open wilderness now. This is a journey about learning to live simply, embracing challenges, and finding myself in one of the most rugged and beautiful places on earth. Welcome to my adventure. I'm one step closer to the life I've always dreamed. So right now I want to take a little bit of time and talk about why I'm thinking about moving off the off-grid property for the winter time and what those obstacles actually look like for me personally in my life. We're all different. We all have different obstacles and different things to overcome. I'm going to speak solely to my experience and things that have made that most difficult for me. So number one is going to be the financial side of it. Moving out here, I moved out here on a budget. I did take on a job, but I also at the time still had financial obligations in the lower 48. So that ate quite a bit of my finances. I was sharing a residence with someone there, and we still had a term for that, which took about half of what I was making a month to cover that because I just didn't make the same that I did back there. So I had that until about 2 months ago. On top of that, I put funds forward to buy things to have out here, and in duplicate sometimes. And a lot of those things failed. They didn't work properly. As those of you guys know, my snowmobile broke down. I took that into 2 different shops. No one was able to fix it. I have 2 Argos. One of those broke down, and then I started using the other one. The other one broke down. I had to use parts from that one to get that one going. And now that one is actually stuck and rendering itself unuseful. So right now, finances would be the big part. All right. So the second is going to be time for me. I have about a 45-minute walk to my truck right now with the rain and the amount of water that I have to go through. It takes me about 45 minutes to get from the house to the truck, and then an hour drive into work. And so it's crazy. It's crazy on top of that. So let alone the hours at work, I'm spending 4 hours a day on top of that just commuting to work. All right. To piggyback on that, go back to finances. The gas and or fuel that I spent in one of the trucks getting to and from work, driving 600 miles a week to work, is about $200 a week. So it's been quite an ordeal and quite a time trying to get those things together. So what was my remedy for that, right? So my remedy was I had looked for a job locally. And this is going to speak to where I've been and why I haven't been on. So back on May the 8th, almost 4 months ago now, I applied for a job locally. And they said they wanted to move forward with me on that job on May 8th, about 45 minutes after my interview time. However, fast forward almost 4 months out, I was notified on Friday they were no longer moving forward with me in the process of that job. I was very eager about that job, and the reason why is it was going to allow me to stay close to home and alleviate that. It was a slight pay increase, but the fact that I wouldn't have to travel 600 miles a week was going to make a big difference. So I didn't look for another job. I didn't look for other possibilities during that time, which looking back, I should have. However, they say don't put all your eggs in one basket. I was going through that process and very excited about that job. That job was actually working in a law enforcement type of position. And so I spent a lot of the times at the gym in town, doing for my physical part of it to get my miles down, my time for the 1.5 miles, which I got down, and all of those things together. So that's really where I've been for the last about 4 months, is spending that time working on those things, to try to set myself up for a better situation to live out here. So that didn't work out, and I found that out on Friday. But I had to pull myself back together, because we all might lose, but it doesn't make us losers. And just because we fail at something doesn't make us a failure. And I have to pick back up and carry on from there. So now I want to speak a little bit about just what's been going on weather-wise. Everything has been completely saturated. We have been getting rain 90% of the days for about the last 1.5 months now. The trails are completely washed over. I have to walk through this water back and forth every day. It's getting overwhelming. It's just so much to get through. So as you can see here, I'm walking out. The Argo is stuck actually down the trail just quite a bit, and sitting off, but the water is very, very deep. And this is another reason that leads to why I made the decision that I can't stay here throughout the weekdays. Again, I prefer winter any day over this breakup. So it appears that we have a slight pause in our rain. Times the sprocket lips, or whatever you call it, around the sprocket actually came out. And I just want you to see how deep this is. When I step in it, I'm going down to just about my boot distance there. Which brings me into the next conversation, these cow boots. These cow boots are absolutely amazing. I will leave a link in the description on Amazon on how to get them. They come in the short length and a tall length, and they have 2 different inserts that come with them. I have the camo ones here. They fit your foot like a glove. And actually wearing these, the short versions, does not allow any water inside of my shoe at all. There's no rubbing, there's no jousting back and forth, and they're absolutely great price. So go ahead over and check out these cow boots. Again, they have them in the short ankle version as well as the tall version. Find the ones that work best for you. Back to the video. And I'm gonna tell you something else. Walking this every day, woo, you get some ashy feet. And I don't like ashy feet. So me and Eucerin are big best friends now when it comes to my feet after traveling through this water. The end goal is to attempt to sell enough stuff and to raise enough money to get a cab over camper. And Monday through Friday, I will stay in town near work by that cab over camper, in the cab over camper, excuse me, and that will increase my take home. That allows me the benefit to, when I am home on the weekends, to actually have money to do things, to get caught up on the things I was behind on now that the other financial obligations are gone. So we're just going to show me walking and do a little bit of talking about how this has changed while I was creating this video. So my wonderful, loving mother actually has sent me the money to get the cab over. So in the upcoming video, you guys will travel down to Saldana with me to get the cab over. I'm really excited about it. Look forward to it. I'll be posting videos on the trip. I will be leaving Thursday night. So that will be August the 28th. I'll be leaving in the evening and taking that trip down. So it's just how fast things change. But one of the things I did want to do is kind of show you guys some of the videos of wildlife that I've encountered that I did not post. So this is going to be some wildlife encountering pictures. And then please like, subscribe, stick around, and look forward to these posts on this trip down to get the cab over. Going to be experience of me hooking it up and getting all that done. So we're going to go to this very first encounter. I was driving home on the Argo, and there was a moose off to my left-hand side. It's about 100 yards away. I looked over, and he took off, heading in my direction. And if you look slightly to your left in the woods, you'll be able to see him appear. And then he runs up, and he peeps down the trail and just looks at me. Then he walks across. I get off, kind of stare him down for a bit, and just watch him as he finally just looks at me, hangs out, and then makes a move off through the woods. So that was quite interesting. The next encounter happened so fast you better pay attention. I was just heading home and a moose took off. It almost looked like it was a horse. It ran and took off through the woods so fast. Did you see it? And in this last clip, I was headed to bed and Gage started growling. I went and looked out the kitchen window and I saw Mama Bear and her 2 cubs directly out the kitchen window. Took me a while to get my phone. They were moving off by the time I got back, but she was originally right up against the house. So I always want to give a special thanks to all of my great subscribers who support this journey, this crazy journey that I'm on. I really thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I received a letter and a gift from a Mr. and Mrs. Mooney out of Lumberton, Mississippi. So I just want to give a sincere thank you so much for the letter. And for those of you who all don't know, my address, if you'd like to mail something, is in every video. So I'm going to go ahead and take out some time to just open this up here. And let's see what we have in here. I have some cotton cleaning patches, some silicone earplugs, a 14-piece gun cleaning kit, which is great. I do have a 9mm, so thank you very much. That will work for my 9mm. I really do appreciate that. And a brush attachment for a 10mm. So I'm gonna say that Mr. and Mrs. Mooney, I'm really impressed. I have 2 handguns and looks like somebody was really paying attention and saw which one those were, because I don't think I've ever said it. So wow, I really do appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. My 10mm really needs it, so I'm gonna definitely get to cleaning on that one today. Thank you very much, and I will respond to your email. I definitely appreciate it. I'm not able to do any of the things I want to do. With financial constrictions, I generally go to work, come home, and repeat it. I'm not here often. My camera is acting really, really wonky right now, and it keeps zooming in and out on my face, so I hope that it is recording well. We're gonna try that and see if it cuts that out. So I'm not able to do a lot of that. I generally leave here around 4:30 in the mornings and I get back around 7 p.m. on a normal day. I have the weekends and financial constraints disallow me from being able to make the changes that I need to make. I do want to show everyone the cabin. I've done some changes to the cabin. However, as of right now, dishes are a mess because I'm not able to haul supplies back and forth. I actually haul water as I need for myself, the chickens, and the dog. I do have catch water for the dog and the chickens, especially since it's been raining so much. So I've been catching water and using that to water them. Gage actually prefers rainwater over the purified water. Me, for food and hauling those things home, it is much more difficult to pull things home in the mud than it is when it's snow on the ground. So personally for me, winter is a lot better, but not having the tools ready to go into winter, I'm unsure on what that will look like or how that's going to work. You saw my dishes. I'm upset. Let me be the first to apologize to you if this video seemed wonky, jumpy, up and down, back and forth, because as I was recording it, things in life were changing this day, just as they came. So as of right now, I'm going to be packing up things to get ready to head out for my trip tomorrow evening when I get off of work to go get the camper cabin. I'll go ahead and attach some pictures of the camper cabin and the camper that I'll be staying in during the week from now on. Don't forget, hit the like and subscribe button. Again, I do apologies in advance for this video. It was much longer, had other things in it, and as I was recording, things continue to change. But I want to thank you all so much. So many people have asked about support. I will leave the links for Venmo and PayPal, as well as Cash App in the video as well. Feel free to shoot me an email at robbieunplugged@gmail.com. And onward and upwards. Look forward to a video being posted probably Friday morning and again on Saturday. They will not be edited much because I will be doing them as I go on the trip. I need to keep them small so I can upload them away from heavy internet. So like, subscribe, and thank you guys once again.